yo, welcome to the Product of the 80's podcast. I'm your boy Reggie. This Terran. This is Kathy.
What's
We got
good?
Big
What's
Chicken in
good?
the
What's good?
background holding us down. My co-host Black V is not going to be here with us tonight, but I figure I want to do a podcast because there's been a lot of stuff going on in the entertainment world, especially surrounding Diddy. How y'all doing?
Fine, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, man, I'm good this way, man.
Good. Just taking shit day at a time, working, staying out of trouble. How you feeling,
Same this
Chicken?
way.
Can't complain. Can't complain at all.
Good, good. Same here. Y'all been checking out the Final Four, the men's or the women's, anything like that?
Oh yeah, I've been checking out the women. Believe it or not, man, they be hooping, man. They been hooping.
It's the more interesting product to me, if you ask me.
Yeah, in college right now. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Yeah,
Let's
you
get
know
into it, Chicken.
I ain't into it. You know that.
Understandable. Understandable. Let's get into it, Chicken.
Well, let's start it off with Diddy allegations and how it's starting to affect him.
Whoa, man, there's so many. I mean, shit. Listen, there's so many Diddy allegations that I had to write them down. Which one do you want to start with? You want to start with the Stevie J one? Because that's my favorite one, actually, Chicken.
Yeah, we can start off with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, it's been reported that Stevie J is caught up in the middle of that situation too. Allegedly, when trying to coerce other minors and male sexual partners, allegedly Puff was showing videos of Stevie J having sex with men.
Oh,
I believe it. It ain't hard to
I'm
believe, man.
I'm gonna tell you why I believe it. This is why I believe it. Okay, so I don't know if you are aware that 50 Cent has been posting the affidavit of what the person said verbatim about Stevie J.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
and I've seen Stevie J literally challenge 50 Cent to a fight. That's one thing.
Yeah, I just seen that too.
Right.
Mhm.
And on the other hand, you're publicly supporting Puff. You're also saying no weapon against however the saying goes.
Oh, that what is that? No weapon formed against her.
Yeah, no
Shall
weapon
prosper.
Yeah.
shall prosper. He's
Hmm.
saying that. So you kind of putting yourself with Puff, and then you want to fight 50 Cent because he's exposing what somebody else said. I think you got something to hide.
Right.
Man, and
Why you so
50, he don't
defensive?
care neither, because 50, he even blasted his kid's mom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For being in that. Her name was brought up in that too, though. 50, like, man, he not gonna you gonna blast your kid mom, man. You know it gotta be some truth for that, man. Like, you ain't gonna do that.
Right.
Like I said, he put her in there. He ain't even keep her name out of his mouth, man. He's like, hey, it's serious though, man. It's crazy right now.
How you feel, Captain?
Oh, if I gotta defend myself like that, what am I hiding for real? Because if
Yeah,
I
Right.
know if it's not the truth, I don't care what a person thinks. Because the
I'm
truth
the
will come
same
out
way.
anyway.
That's like, yeah, I'm gonna go on Facebook, and if I know it's like y'all gonna think what y'all gonna think anyway, man. I'm not about to be responding. Like, you can
Hmm.
say what you want to
Yep.
say.
And on top of that, I don't care if you're my best friend. If I know that you did something fucked up, something foul, hey,
Yeah, I just, man,
Exactly.
hey, it's funny you say that, Reg.
that's on
I
you.
was talking to my sisters there about that. I said, man, you my brother. If you doing what he doing, at the end of the day, I love you, man. But if you sick and you sick in the head, like people all got a family member or somebody who
Uh-huh.
Yep.
done this type of stuff, and you know what I'm saying. It's like only difference is you got the people with money that's doing the same type of stuff, though. It ain't no different than somebody without the big time money. Like, you got people to do it, like, So
Right.
if he is guilty of it, like, man, you gotta go down. Like, I don't want to hear no we trying to bring another black man down type of bull crap. They all need to go down. Black, white, Rican,
Right.
whatever. If you do, y'all been doing it. Like, you gotta think about it too, though, man. Women couldn't say a lot of stuff for years, though. Women had, like, think about how much power women never had in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and stuff they
Right.
had to get put up
Fifties and
with.
the 60s.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I
Hmm.
said. So, man, like, don't get me wrong, you got probably one or two that come out the woodwork. You probably want some money, but for the most part, these women ain't lying, man. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of them ain't lying. You got something to do, but for the most part, man, they gotta. And then people talking about some. Well, they was old enough, and they just wanted to get the fame and all that. Even if they wanted the fame, at the end of the day, people don't understand, like, like mental abuse and all that. Like, people get brought up with mental abuse, so it's a lot of stuff you would take. You know what I'm saying? So, in
Yep.
Diddy and them, people like Diddy and them go after those type of young females who've been through a
Hmm.
lot too, though. And
Hmm.
at the end
Yep.
of the day, I bet she wanted to leave 5 years ago before she really left, but she was scared. Think about these dudes who be killing these females who normal. You know what I'm saying? If you be like, if they say they gonna leave him and they threaten to kill him, I know he threatened. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. I'm gonna say allegedly. He probably. I'm pretty sure, man. She probably got threatened when she wanted to leave. I bet she wanted to leave years ago, man. But she was scared.
But my thing is this: it ain't even really like with him. It's not really so much as women. I mean, I
Oh yeah,
mean,
right. Yeah, right. As you can see, it ain't even
he's
just that though.
he's trisexual at this point. It's just anything. But I
It's
do
just
agree.
anything goes.
Right, I do agree. Like most times when people are sexual predators, predators period, they always try to prey on the weak, the young, the depressed,
Hmm.
the
Yeah,
poor,
The
shit,
vulnerable.
the
the vulnerable,
vulnerable.
the shit
Right,
like that.
right.
So, I mean, I think that people are adding stuff to the story because hey, it's just no different than them lawsuits you see on that come on the commercials. If you call that shit, they'll give you some of it, whether if you got something to do with it or not. For real, for real,
Yeah.
Right.
because they allocate so many funds
Hmm.
to these lawsuits that it doesn't matter who the fuck takes it. And if you don't get it in this certain amount of time, you don't get shit. So I think that some people are adding to it, but
Yeah, yeah, I believe it. Some people who
Puff,
probably really like just indulged in it, probably
yeah.
making it seem like they got forced, but it's a lot of them that
Right.
got forced in some stuff,
I
man. You
mean, I
already
mean,
know it.
yeah.
I
But
think
Puff,
it's more that got forced than those who didn't.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
I
right, right.
I
I
think
agree
so
too
too.
on that.
Hmm.
I think so too. But it's just like why? I don't get it.
Like we talking about it, man, but this thing is so much bigger than us, man, that we can't even wrap our heads around. You know what I'm saying? Like when it, like you said, when it comes to like even like politics, people that indulge in this stuff, man. Like this stuff is so big, man. It's beyond like it's crazy.
Right.
Like
I
these
really
people are
think
sick, man.
I really think it's a control issue.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta be.
I want absolute control. For so long I had no control. I had no say. I had nothing but to yes, massa for the longest. Now I got control so I can make you do what you want. I mean, do what I want you to do. Period. Hands
Because I
down. If
believe,
not, you be punished.
yeah, because it had to happen to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that happened to him coming
Something.
up in that biz.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
sure. And then instead of you know what I'm saying instead of helping, especially like black when it happened to us, like so that's like say like how when you talk about when TLC and them said they got played, like all these people who got played, what they like ain't they record
Hmm.
sales and ain't getting the money, but then you become a producer and then you do the same thing. That's it's like that's so crazy to me. It's like just because you got played don't mean you got to play the next people coming up
Right.
just because they
Break
can
the
get way more
cycle.
money. Yeah, break it. So it's
It's
like, but
like
some of them don't break it.
the rite of passage. I think every artist, well, I'm pretty sure every musical artist gets ripped off in the beginning because
Yeah, yeah.
they don't know. I can tell you from selling drugs, from selling crack. When you first start selling, well, back in the day, when you first started selling crack or any drug, you getting ripped off. You getting
Of
ripped off
course.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you
you
don't
right.
know what it weigh, you don't know what it's worth, and you
Hmm.
don't know if it's
Hmm.
real, and you don't know what you're doing. So that's the
Hmm.
only way that you're gonna kind of learn the game is if you get beat. You know?
Trial and error.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
But then
What
you
threw me
learn,
off
or you're supposed to.
Yep.
that time with no matter if it was fake or not, and they said it wasn't fake, man. But the fact that you made like when he said he made them walk the remember the show making the band when he made them walk to Philly to get cheese like to get a cheesecake. That
That's
got nothing to
control.
do with that got nothing to do with
That's
building
control.
character. Like I'm like what like that be making me so mad when they be
Right.
like the stuff they make entertainers do or even like add like the stuff you trying to make them do. Y'all shouldn't have to you shouldn't have to do that, but don't make them do it because you had to do it.
But listen, there's
It's
a
stupid.
backstory to it. There's a backstory to that. I don't know if you know, but Puff was an intern for a long time. Everybody
Yeah,
knows.
yeah, I know. For yeah,
Everybody knows about the Andre Harrell situation, but he also was
Hmm.
what's the one comedian I used to play on In Living Color? Uh David Allen Greer.
yeah,
Oh,
He was
David
yeah.
his
Alger.
yeah, he was his intern. So I found that out a few months ago. Actually, I found that out from Club Shay Shay because he was talking about how uh mannerable Puff was and how respectable he was when he worked for him. But he said he was actually proud of him because he seen him from being an intern at Howard to completely blowing up, and he was like, well, I mean, he probably won't say this now, but he was kind of
Of
like
course.
taking credit, like, well, he got like that because of me. But now these sexual allegations, I know he probably like, I
Right.
don't,
Exactly. Now you
I
put the
don't
foot
even
in
know
mouth.
that nigga.
Like,
Right.
I don't know that. At least they don't know that part of me. You know what I'm saying? But like that. Like, man,
Right.
that part, I ain't take credit for that part.
Can we move to the next topic? Check it. We've been on this for a little bit.
Well, let's go next into Diddy being a drug mule.
I had to write something down
Hold on.
because
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
that,
wait, wait, wait.
yes,
Diddy was a drug mule.
No,
Yeah, that was wild.
he had a drug mule, and
Oh,
Yeah,
I guess the guy told on him. My first thought was like, "Wow, do you have a person for that? Like, you
the
got a person
college
for
player right
everything?"
there, right? It was the white boy, right?
Yeah, most
oh
people I
my
know.
God.
Listen. Most people I know that's on drugs, either they know like where to go get it from, or they're not
Hmm.
scared to go look for it. So, bro, why is you
Right.
even involving yourself with that shit, especially if you're not on drugs? That's weird.
All these entertainers do this, man. I don't know why they want their money into the drug game. It's beyond me, man.
Right.
Like when you be hearing about these like athletes or NBA players or full NFL players, and like when they be getting caught up in the drugs, like why y'all putting your money in that instead of not investing in something else? Like investing in something else.
Exactly.
I do not understand it. Y'all putting y'all millions in that, risking y'all. I don't get it.
That's
And
crazy. Invest in your community. Invest in
Yeah,
a place where you came from so that you can bring more people with you. Like,
the,
why would you put it in drugs?
The only logical thing that I can think of that why he would even, I mean, I don't know if this is true, so don't quote me
right.
on this. This is just my
Allegedly,
theory. This is just my theory.
Hmm.
I think that maybe he's doing this to try to supply the people he's keeping on dope. I don't fucking know, but it's just all weird to me. Like, bro, why is you playing with drugs and you got a
like
billion
who,
dollars?
like who brought him in? Unless he always was doing this for so long, and we just ain't know about it. You know how some people just don't stop, man. But that'd be hard to believe too, though, man. Like I don't even
Yeah.
like
He said
how, man.
he said can't stop, won't stop, but I ain't know that's what the fuck he was talking about.
But I mean, damn, why? That's what you're trying to get away from when you make it.
Right.
But then you seen the
Why you
person
keep?
they said was doing it though. You know what I'm saying? The dude that went to what school? He went to Syracuse. I can't think
Oh,
what college he went to. He played basketball. The dude, the drug mule. He played college basketball too.
Well, they ain't show his height, but well, I don't know. Maybe
No, they were showing who the person was. He played I don't know if it was Syracuse. He played for somebody. That's what's so crazy. Like the dude, he played 3 years, 4 years for Syracuse or whatever college he
oh
was.
man.
I wonder what
Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
he
He
don't look
played
like
back.
he don't look like no
He don't
motherfucking
right. He don't
basketball
look right there, but yeah, man, I'm telling you, he don't right there. Cat
player.
look like
Oh my God.
he look like he's straight hacking into stuff.
No, that motherfucker look like
Oh
a
my God.
professional meth cooker.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
His shoes is bigger than his whole body.
I can't.
Yeah, look, there
I
you go. I
can't.
told you that's him right there. I told you. I knew I wasn't tripping, man.
That motherfucker had to be
Oh
in
my
third
God.
string or something. Like
He probably the 11th man.
you're not gonna listen. You're not gonna convince me that he's a scholarship athlete. You're not.
He
I'm
probably
not.
was, hey, he probably was the 11th man coming off the
Not
bench.
with
I
them
don't
old
know,
ass
man.
bronze on. I'm not.
He probably a cookie Reds too. He
You know
probably
he would.
cooking Reds.
You know he would. He's a college player. You know he fucking would. That motherfucker
He,
listen would
hey, he
destroy
go,
you.
hey, he a cooker, but he coming off that bench like the 11th man though. I gotta
Man.
go see. I gotta go see his stats now.
Especially for a 20, you know that motherfucker would.
And this stats off the chain,
Oh
man, I'm
my
gonna be
God.
tripping.
For a
Oh
dub.
my God.
Nah, listen. If his stats is off the hook, right, and we
You
ain't
gotta
never
check
heard.
now.
Listen. Oh, okay, that's about right. Point two.
All
Point
right.
two. I'm about to say. Listen, if he got any kind of real stats, and I call myself having a sports show, you two, we need to quit because I ain't never seen that motherfucker a day in my life.
I was about to say, man, he had to walk on. His parents got money, but he over here, he a drug mule allegedly. So I don't know, man. Like, what's going on, man? Like, how you make the team then?
I don't know because, like I said, I ain't never seen that motherfucker in college, and that's a wait. Listen, he's not a scholarship athlete, and if he is, they need their
Did
money
that
back.
say 2 points? But that said point two, like zero
Point
point
two.
0.2?
Listen,
Point
do you
two.
not listen?
Point
Oh,
two.
How do you average point two? And
man,
did
it's
you
that
see his
him.
field goal percentage?
Man, when Stephen A. Smith stuff was like that, wasn't it? Man,
Oh
Listen,
my God.
listen. I take that back. Listen, I take that back. You talking about he can cook me? Yeah, fucking right. He can't cook shit but meth.
yeah, man, he got lucky. Man, I don't know how he got there. He had to be some family members or something to get him
His
in there.
whole career. Listen, his whole career, he had 3 points. I can do better than that. I'm fighting. I'm fighting, biting, something.
Hey, that's why he started being a mule. He said, "Forget that, man. I ain't about to get paid." He said, "Man, I said I'd rather go." He said, "I risk taking these drives, man."
Listen,
He said,
basketball was
he
not a
said,
good opportunity for him.
he said, put that work. His shoes look big enough to put the work in.
Listen, I'm not gonna take it. Listen, I'm not gonna listen. Listen, that got to be affirmative action. He got to be Hispanic. He is not white. I don't care what you say, because ain't no
Right.
motherfucking way that he went to Syracuse. Whoever recruited him needs to be fired. Listen,
He,
look
had,
at his hair. He doesn't even have a basketball player hairstyle.
he probably was averaging 20 something in high school though. He had to be.
Shit, that motherfucker was in Division
Well,
42.
what was the rest of the team doing if that's what he was averaging in high school?
Mm-mm.
Jesus Christ.
No, he averaged that in college though. Like I said, this college he averaged that.
I want to know how you have 3 total points for the whole season and you average .2. I wonder how that happened. That's some serious
How
It
many
math
got,
right
games
it
did
got
he
to be.
play?
It
Right.
got to be point. Yeah, it got to be something though, because he got 3 points. But that's crazy, man. Like what he getting in doing though? Even if I get in, even though I'm coming off the bench, I'm shooting it up every time. Like give me 2 minutes, I'm shooting it up, getting in.
there. That's what I'm saying. He got to do
No way
something.
you only should have had 3 points.
I'm glad we still talking about him. Can we go to the next?
Well, next we gotta talk about. You gotta say the next one. I don't want to mess up the names.
Okay, you talking about his name? You don't want to fuck it
Yeah.
up? Oh, Torre. Okay, yeah. Torre said that well, this is not allegedly. This is verbatim. I'm actually seeing his interview. It was on NBC, I think. It was on MSNBC with the one dark skinned black lady. He was saying, because Torre been in the business for a while. He been doing interviews and shit like that for probably about 20, 25 years at this point. He said that he personally, as you see him standing next to Puff, that he personally knows him and he could like call him. Like he was personable with him like that. And I guess he had a family member, and he won't say if it's his nephew, his cousin, his brother. He won't say it. He just saying that it's a male. He said that he called on Puff to get him a job as an intern. He said some months down the road that he ended up either getting fired or quit or whatever, but he wouldn't tell him about the circumstances of it. He said about a few years later, he told him that Puff made what's the right term? A proposition to him, pretty much telling him that if you didn't spend the night with me, that you're fired. And I guess the kid said, absolutely not. And well, no Diddy. He said no Diddy and went about his business.
Man.
My
and
God.
and listen, I believe it because Torre, I take him as believable, especially with the R. Kelly shit. I don't see him lying for no fucking reason.
And then there you be. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like you said, I mean, the nephew could be lying, but I doubt it. But like you said, I believe he telling him like the nephew told him what he's saying, or he wouldn't have said it.
Right.
Chicken, can you pull that up? Can you pull up that clip?
Like I do, like I said, at the end of the day, he's not gonna put nothing out there if his nephew didn't tell him that. And his nephew got to know he was gonna say something, probably.
Right, especially and he's really just boldly saying he knows that Puff will sue him,
Right.
and he don't give a fuck. So
Did he try to sue that one bodyguard to be doing all these interviews? I don't think he tried to sue him, and he keep talking about him. So
every day.
Think about it. Yeah, that bodyguard keep talking about him. So he said you can't sue people who really know who've been there.
And I
You
definitely
can sue them, but
I
they can
definitely believe the
prove it.
bodyguard, and the reason why I believe the bodyguard is because the bodyguard said that they asked, because the one person is saying now that that Sean is not the one who shot her, Puff is.
Oh.
She's lying. Okay, Shine.
Oh yeah, he didn't do it. We did. Wait, yeah, people, we been knew he ain't the one we wanted to shoot her. He just took the blame for it.
But look though, he was the whole time he was complaining and saying that he that Puff had a gun too. But now him and Puff been back cool since he got out of prison.
Yeah, he just got back in the States not too long. He wasn't allowed over here for a minute.
Yeah, because he's not from here. But
yeah, but he
Puff
just was able to
bodyguard-
come here like the last year, like the last 2 years he allowed to come back over here, or last year or something like that.
Oh, you got it ready, Chicken?
Yep.
All right, go ahead, play it.
I know this man well enough to call him and say, hey, I need a favor.
Yeah.
And this might have been 10, 12 years ago that I called him and say, hey, I have a family member who I want you to hire them as an intern.
Yeah.
And I have never talked about this publicly. And he said yes. And they were flying around, one of the interns, Atlanta, Miami, whatever, on the jet, in the house, whatever. And then the internship stopped abruptly, like 3 or 4 months into it.
Yeah.
And I spoke to my family member, like, well, what happened? And they wouldn't say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did it end? He wouldn't say. And years later, they finally came out, and this is a male, and said that Puff had said, come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over. And they said, absolutely not. He said, absolutely not. And the internship ended. But from there, I was like, oh.
Damn.
Man, that's sad, man.
Damn.
That's that bull. That's that bull crap right there, man.
Oh man, take that, take that, take that.
Man.
You can't have my goodies, so I
You
can't have a
imagine
shot.
you know, I mean, the interns, man. A lot of interns for the
Ooh,
people, man. For a lot of these celebrities, got some stories I know, man. That's why, like, you can only imagine the stuff they hold in, man.
yeah, if I'm Puff at this point, he might as well just die.
God, Reggie.
For real, that would be the
Hey,
best thing.
what? Hey, nobody's even seen Farnsworth Bentley, like where he been at, man.
But did you see the way that boy used to be dancing around like a stick was up
Yeah,
his
that's what
ass
I
anyway?
said.
So it don't
He
even
know what
matter.
was going on. He
Yeah,
know he
you
was
know he.
yeah, he was
Yeah,
gonna be.
he's the
Man,
willing.
allegedly
He
he
gonna
had to
be.
be.
Listen, he's the
Now you're
willing.
gonna
He
make me
can't be the
start
one.
looking him up.
The one that used to be
See
dancing
what?
around with that
Oh no,
goddamn
I know who you're
umbrella.
talking
She
about
know,
with the
but we
real
haven't
pretty
like
hair.
we know he
I just
know a
want to
lot
see
though.
what
Yeah,
he's up to now.
like, he was dressing him and all that with the umbrellas over him. You know, man, you can
Hmm.
imagine. Oh my god, he probably got paid pretty good though to just stay away though for a
I
while
bet you he
because
was
he hasn't been
involved
saying
in
nothing.
quite a few menage a boogies.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course, of course. Can't
And honestly,
stand
and I
him.
guarantee some of them was like some of them he probably was like at first, and then when he wanted to stop, that's what probably when people was like, nah, he probably when they be making him do all that crazy stuff. That's when they be like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you be like, you definitely forcing them some of these people when they don't want to do it.
Mm,
Mm-mm-mm.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
To go next, we got to talk about one more person in this allegations, and that is Mr. Meek Mill himself.
Ah,
Yeah,
Say it ain't so.
I really don't know
man.
the exact specifics about the Meek Mill allegations. I'll just say that I hope whatever it is about him is not true. I'm just speaking from a fan's point of view,
You
but I
got
don't really
what's the
know.
allegations on him?
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm not
Damn.
sure. Do you know the
I heard that.
specifics,
My heart
Chicken?
broke a little bit.
It's been a while since I heard him. I'll look him real quick.
I think personally it's more of, they got pictures with him and Puff with the matching outfits, and I think with Meek
So as he
Mill,
took him shopping, he must have took him shopping then, even though he
may-
got money though, because he
maybe.
offered to take 50 when 50 had millions, so he had to take him shopping. I'm guessing.
I think with Meek Mill though, I think that he always tries to associate himself with people that are bigger than him. Like he always tries to hang around Jay-Z, always tries to hang around Puff. People that's like billionaires. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's the dude, Ruby? The dude who be throwing the parties, all white parties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
they all
said, I
try to
don't
be
know.
around that dude.
I don't know the specifics, and like I said, speaking from a fan's point of view, I hope that he's not involved. But if he is, phew, you're a nasty boy too.
Right. Exactly. Oh my God.
So,
I
real
mean, I
quick,
get it. Like you were saying, he tries to associate with people above himself, his, I guess, caliber. A lot of people want to do that. It's like being said in the business world, you associate with people that you want to emulate so that it's easier for you to get there. But if this is the case and it's easier for him to get there, hopefully
But you
he
know how
does not.
they get these cats. Not saying Diddy did that to him or Meek, but you ain't hear one dude was talking about in the interview how they get these dudes too though, man. When they go to these parties, you gotta think they drink so much. They be drugging these
Mhm.
dudes too though, man, like with the X, all type of stuff. And then once they get you, and a dude, especially if you consider you a street dude, you're gonna be like, once they show you that tape, you're gonna be like, man, I
Right,
don't want that getting out
right.
there. And I believe that really be happening, man. Because like, especially when they don't be wanting to talk about a person when the evidence be so clear as day,
Hmm.
like they guilty and they still don't be wanting to. I'm like, man, they got something on. But I'm
They
like,
got something on them.
and the ones who ain't just go both ways, participate. I'm guarantee. I'm telling you, they probably even got drugged. And there ain't nothing you can do about it after that.
That shit wild.
well, that is it
Oh
for
God.
P. Diddy. And next, we got to talk about Candace Owens being fired.
You're a coon. You're a coon. You're a coon. Coon. Coon.
What she get fired
Coon.
for though?
Listen, 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 listen. This what happened to her. So she kind of said, you legally can't say anything about an Israeli, whether if it's true or not. You cannot
When she was
present
on a Breakfast Club, she said
the
that, huh?
you cannot present these imaginary people in a negative light at all. And if you do, or even if you just say something that they did, you're anti-Semitic. So
That is
she
true.
got caught up in that. And I don't feel bad for her because she has repeatedly sided with the oppressor. And she fucked around and said something about they people. And they had to show her who she really is.
Right.
Fuck her. But the bad side about that is this. Why are black people coming to her defense? All because you see an injustice happen to her. And it is an injustice, but I don't give a fuck because you always siding with them. When George Floyd got killed, you sided
Right.
with the
Like it was
oppressor.
nothing.
Right.
Right.
You sided with them. You side with Trump. You try to act like um things don't happen to black people in America that they do. When it happened to you, you've literally had to make police reports about racial discrimination and people targeting you for being black when you were in high school. But people don't know that about her. So she contradicts herself. What she is she's very fucking smart. So what she'll do is she'll take a little bit of truth and add it with a whole lot of bullshit, and people be like, "You right." And people don't look at what she's already done. So I don't care that you got fired from that job because you never were for us anyway. You're a coon.
That's the part where she's smart at too, though, because you're right. She do be saying a lot of truth about us, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was like, man, come on.
She presents us in a negative light, so she's a coon.
She does because she believes that she's above us. Black is
Hmm.
black. Jim Crow said one drop. I don't care what you look like. I don't care who you was brought up around. I don't care what economic stature you have. You're black.
Right.
Period.
But
They don't
they
like you because
they
you're
all
black.
do that. Yeah, they all do that. Ben Carson, they all do this stuff too, though, man.
Hmm.
It's making it seem like
Hmm.
stuff don't happen to us. I'd be like, so
Hmm.
y'all trying to say stuff never happened to y'all, like,
Because
or
they're
it,
because they're tap dancers. It's because they're getting privilege in a way. Okay, you're not like them. You're one of the good ones. So we're not going to treat you like
yeah,
them.
Right.
We'll only call
Right.
you nigger behind your back. You don't act
they
like
make
them. You
Exactly.
speak
Not to your
properly.
face.
You
they making it
speak
seem like
proper
we,
English.
yeah, they make it seem like we making an excuse, like, you know what I'm saying, the ones who like the stuff that's happened to us, like we making an excuse when it's just,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, it's happening to us, like it
It's
ain't nothing
happening
about it,
It
right?
happens
every
It's
every
like,
single day.
yeah.
right. But I just
Fuck.
got pulled over. I just got pulled over yesterday for the first time here. Right? I mean, it was so crazy. Then when it was a black cop at that, man. But when soon he started talking, I said, "Man, this dude worse than the world." I swear on everything I love. I said, I called my wife. Was like, "Man, she heard him talking too, though." Anyway, that's just the way. And he pulled me over. He gonna say I did a. It's so crazy because I seen him. Right? I'm stopped at the stop sign for me to see you turn around, but he gonna say that I didn't stop all the way at the stop sign. I said, dude, you try. It's the end of the month. You know what you was trying to do, man.
Trying to
Like,
get your
man, I was
quota.
so man. Yeah, I said, dude, I knew he was gonna give me a warning, but I was like, this, but he was worse than I was like, this dude, and he knew around this area too, though, because the other ones all know us, you know, and I knew he just started too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, because I'm like, but man, this dude was. I'm talking about. You know, I'm like a brother coming up. As soon as he started talking, I knew. I said, oh yeah, this about to go bad. I said, let me call my wife, and she heard it. She's like, oh yeah, I can tell. I said, this dude gonna make up something. Talking about I did a little. I said, and that's what. So I'm like, everybody gonna get that. Like I'm like, you can't tell me she didn't go through that. Ben Carson, y'all went through something, but y'all trying to act like y'all don't to try to get this
Mm-hmm.
money from these other programs or something. I don't know what they doing, man. But
Mm-hmm.
It's
we always
because
got somebody come out the woodwork doing this stuff. Though. I don't get it.
listen, the reason why people like her are in existence is because nowadays it's harder for you to be blatantly racist. So you have to find somebody to do it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you have to have a coon like her to
Mm-hmm.
keep pushing white supremacy. You
Mm-hmm.
have
Yeah,
to. You have to
Yep.
because some
She
people will
was their
believe it.
token.
Yes,
but they've
some
been
people
doing this.
will.
That yeah,
Yes, some people will believe it, and like I said, especially when you mix some truth in it. Listen, a broke motherfucking clock is right twice a day. So
At
the,
least.
you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, the Ben Carsons in them is the
fuck that
ones that
bitch.
they get to like when the Martin Luther Kings and the Malcolm X's, they're the ones who get to join and act like they get the, you know, they give them information back. They them
Hmm.
the type of people they
Infiltrative.
is, you know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Yeah, that's who they is, honestly. And they
Mm-hmm.
doing it now to us in today's time when we know what they was doing back then, and they
She's a
doing it now
typical.
with social
She,
media though.
she's a typical house nigga. That's all. That's all. She's a fucking
She's a
coon.
she. Yeah. Yeah. She's that one that would been. We sick, boss.
Yes, a
Mhm.
master.
Oh,
She's tapped.
are we hungry?
Yes, but like I said,
Right.
the bigger deal is why are people feeling bad for her now? Like, nah,
I don't feel
nah,
bad for her at all.
nah.
I'm mad that it took this long.
Right.
And they all get fired after a while, man. Like,
Hmm.
Right,
Well, to
right.
keep pushing, we're gonna go into the rap game, and you gotta talk about Kung Fu Kenny versus the powerhouses in Drake and J. Cole.
What I think about that is, because I've heard, and I don't know if it's 100% true, but I've heard that the whole situation really goes back to Drake and Future feuding over a female. If that's true, that's weak for several different reasons. Number one, why is y'all feuding over a female? And Future, you super weak because why would you let Kendrick come on your shit and say something about him? Whether if you feuding with him or not, you've made plenty of money with Drake before. The only logical answer to me for that would be is because you know that you're not as lyrical as Drake and you trying to get somebody else to fight your battles for you.
it got to be over a female to me now. Like, to even you saying how much money him and Drake made together, and really ain't about a female. Like I said, he mad because he did. If they saying people mad because he did the album with 21 Savage, and but Future did songs with him, so it's no reason for him to be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? There was somebody else who was mad at Drake because they, you know what I'm saying, they claimed that Rick Ross said that he was supposed to do an album with him. That's like Rick Ross unfollowing them. These cats is, man, over 30, everybody over 35, man, most likely. And these cats feuding over this stuff and rich as heck, man. This stuff's so stupid.
Right.
Like, y'all know y'all pass babes around all the time, and y'all over here
Right.
tripping, man.
They're ran through. Why do they care?
Right. And
Ain't
at
no,
this point,
I'm not fighting over no dick. It's stupid when a woman fights over dick. I, it's
And I'm
even
and
more
I'm
stupid for a
yeah,
man to fight over some pussy. This crazy as hell.
but it got to be pillow talking. Like I said, it got to be this female had to tell one of these rappers that the other rapper said this about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it had to be that. But at the same time, like you could have called him behind. You could have called him. Like, I mean, I don't know if they did that, but you could have like, man, hey, old
Right.
girl we both messing with, man. She said you said this about me. Like, I ain't really like, you know what I'm saying? Like something. Like, y'all could have
Or
called each other, man.
you could be a mature adult and let that shit go.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about what you say about me. I don't care what you call me. It's how I respond. Then that's when the problem is. You can say whatever you want. I've been talked about so much, I'm still talked about. It
People don't
doesn't matter
understand
to
that.
me. Like, let it go because it's not worth it. Whatever the outcome is going to end up being, it's not going to be worth it.
right. And it's millions of dollars on the line. Y'all over here feuding over some fucking stupid shit.
Man, I'm not feuding
Crazy,
over
man.
fucking a band. I'm not doing it for millions of dollars.
I don't get how people do it, man. I be wanting to be like be in their brain, like how y'all be going back and forth over the dumbest stuff, man.
My thing is with Future too. Like, bro, don't you think you got enough baby moms at this point? You need to let a few go.
But you know how they go, these cats be trying to, man, they greedy, man. Cats out
Mm-mm.
here greedy.
This is crazy.
In my opinion, I think one of the smartest things, I think this is one of the smartest beefs to be started. And the reason I'm saying that is because that song would not have done that well without that diss. To where it's one of the, I think it's going to hit number one, I think this
Oh, it's
week.
gonna definitely hit number one. And
That's
everybody
true.
waiting for responses too, though. So you're right. I mean, it was strategic how he did it. It was smart. It was they all here trying to play. They playing chess out here, man.
There, that's true. I mean, other than that, I don't really see no logical
Yeah,
answer
that's
for that.
true.
You know what I mean? Because the shit is fucking stupid. It's stupid if it's real, like you're saying.
Right. If it's real.
What did he say? He said it's countries that have gone to war over women, which he right though, man. Hey, a lot of times, a
Well,
lot of
yeah.
war is because of women though. It's over a woman.
Yeah.
Uh,
That is all I got in the news.
Okay. Moving on though. What else we got to talk about today?
I think that is it for the news. I'm not wrong.
Okay. What about the final four picks for tonight? I mean, not tonight, but this weekend, this week. Who y'all got?
Man, my final four. You
Or
got
you want me to
Duke.
say mine first?
I got Duke. I got Purdue. Duke. Uh, trying to think who the other ones again that was in there. Connecticut, Duke, Purdue, and I'm trying to think on the other side. Who Clemson got to play? Because I know North Carolina lost, so Clemson is somebody.
Is
Who
for
Clemson
men's
gonna
is
have to play?
Clemson, Alabama.
Oh, okay. Give me Clemson. Yeah, Clemson, Duke, Connecticut, and Purdue.
I got Duke, UConn, Purdue, and Alabama. Women's, I got USC, Stanford, LSU, and South Carolina.
I don't even know who's playing.
I think
Well, I got
Iowa
USC. I got
goes
USC,
out
South
tonight.
Carolina. USC, South Carolina. Man, who Iowa play tonight? They don't play tonight. They play tomorrow, right? Or they play tonight?
I don't know, but the next game they
Yeah, I
play,
think
I'm
they play
pretty sure they
tomorrow.
out.
Yeah.
They too dependent on old girl.
Iowa facing
Yeah.
against Colorado tomorrow at 3:30.
Oh yeah, nah, yeah. So man, dang, they gonna end up having to face LSU after that. So yeah, LSU, South Carolina, USC, and Connecticut. Can them four go? Or I don't know if them four can go. It depends on what side somebody on. But I know because Notre Dame just lost. But yeah, I hope USC make it though, man. I want to see Juju up in that finals ball.
She's fine. She's definitely fine. Oh, Notre Dame
She,
lost today.
she, yeah, they lost, man. It's a good one.
I ain't been having time to watch it, especially during the day.
South Carolina almost blew, man. South Carolina was up, man. They let Indiana come back, man. They ended up winning by 4.
Yeah, South Carolina looks kind of shaky.
They was balling, and it's crazy because they looked shaky, but then they look like they can, you know, do whatever they want at any time, but then look shaky again, but then go on a 10-0 run. So I don't, I was shocked that Indiana brought it down to 4.
I mean, they super loaded, but I think
They super loaded.
when you got the tournament and you got to play back to backs like that, I think
Yeah,
that takes a
somebody can
toll.
catch you slipping.
Somebody can catch you slipping. That's why nobody has ever picked the correct Final Four. Nobody. It's impossible. I don't think it ever will happen. Like the complete bracket, I don't think nobody can ever get that.
Oh, you mean the complete bracket? Yeah, but I don't know, people didn't get Final Fours right, but you're right. The
I
complete
mean,
bracket itself.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
you're
can
right.
get the Final Four right because you can kind of pick the
Yeah,
highest
yeah.
team, but you can't pick it straight like win for win, win for you know what I mean,
He
loss for loss.
said Juju is the most gorgeous female on the planet. No cap.
She's fine. She's definitely
And she
fine.
be having her hair. I just seen an interview with her and what's Cheryl Miller. I just seen like a
Reggie's
little
sister.
thing that Reggie sister they had at USC. That's you got to go check that out if you ain't check it out, man. Like Cheryl Miller, man. That was a dope interview from both of them, man. But you can see how humble even how humble Cheryl Miller still is, knowing how cold she was, but also not trying to take nothing away from Juju and letting them know like her and their team is, you know what I'm saying, they is who they is and we was who we was during our time. But even Juju, though, the respect she had and just how humble she still is, she knows she did. She knows she the truth, man. But she was so humble, man. It was dope to see that interview. Like two
I wonder,
legends. Like, 'cause she gonna be a legend, man. Juju.
I wonder how long she's gonna stay at USC because I really don't see them winning
She
no
at least got
national
to.
title.
She at least got to stay 2 years, right? So we know she coming back next year or 3.
I'm talking
You
about
got
with
to
the
do.
transfer situation now.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Because like, I mean, really, is
You don't
USC
think
gonna
you
win
don't
it?
think nobody you don't
You
think
really
nobody
think
would go
USC
there
gonna win?
because of her though?
No.
Nobody wouldn't go there because of her.
Compared to South Carolina, Duke, LSU, and all them programs, Stanford, UConn, nah, bruh.
Hey, but
Nah,
maybe she can pull a Carmelo when he went to Syracuse though.
maybe.
Because how they Caitlin Clark team was trash last year. They even make it that far and be that close.
That's true, but
Yeah,
listen, look how lopsided they is again this year. Okay, yeah, they got a couple more players. The one chick with
they
the light
still
eyes.
right, but look what they still doing though. Like they only lost
Yeah,
one game.
that's what I'm saying.
They ain't
They
got no
gonna lose.
players.
They're gonna lose. Listen, if they have to play LSU, they definitely are gonna lose. If they get in that
Cause
matchup,
man,
it's going down. It's gonna be inside
who
again.
did who did USC lose to this year? Was it? Oh, they lost about 3 games this year though. Yeah, dang, yeah. I don't know if they played. Did they play South Carolina this year? USC?
I don't see why you would. I don't see why they would.
I
Because
don't
they're
think they
not in the
played them this
same
year.
conference. They're on a
Right,
different
that's what I
side of the
said.
country.
No, they ain't playing. Man,
I was gonna say I think Iowa was good last year because they made it to the national.
that's what I said. I'm saying they squad though. Like she ain't got a squad like you said, like LSU's, the South Carolinas, the Stanfords, and she took them all the way. That's what I'm saying. Juju, she can pull a Carmelo. Caitlin Clark almost did that. Her squad, she got a couple people this year because they wanted to play with Caitlin Clark, but even last year that squad wasn't all. Like you ain't know them feet. Like you ain't. And them girls weren't loaded.
Look how go
Like
back
she
and look at
she
the
she was the team.
go look at the bracket that Iowa had last year. Look how easy it was for them to get there too. They avoided a lot of fucking monsters.
But
This
they
year,
played them this year. This bracket
this
shouldn't even been like that for them though. They
this
played
year
them though.
is
Like,
it's on now. Like when they have
I
to play,
bet.
if they get to LSU, that's it. Box and run on Caitlin, and it's over with. I don't give a fuck what the rest of y'all do.
But if they do make it, you gotta give old girl her props though. Like if she alright, man, you give her a props, but man, if she do, because that you're right, it's a brutal bracket. That whole bracket, man,
She should go to
with
the
LSU and all them in there.
she should take that 5 million and go to the big three. That's more than she gonna make in the WNBA.
Yeah, they
Fact.
were saying she ain't gonna take it though. She
Shit,
gonna get
fool.
those. She gonna make more on her. She gonna keep her ads and all that stuff though. Like you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. She gonna keep all that her sponsorships and stuff.
Moving along. Chicken.
I don't got no more topics. I'm waiting for the topics.
The album review. I got a chance to look at that. We Don't Trust You. It's y'all probably didn't heard it. I like it. I think it was a fire collab album. They both complement each other perfectly, in my opinion. In all actuality, Metro brings the best out of Future. I think that we wouldn't even look at Future the way that we do now if it wasn't for Metro. I'm sure that Future will agree with that. The main thing I take from listening to it is a few things. Metro probably is the best producer of this current era right now because even the songs that I don't like, the production on them is amazing. He's like a cross between Manny Fresh and Kanye West to me if they had a child. All the features they got on there, you got Travis Scott, you got The Weeknd, Rick Ross, obviously the most talked about Kendrick Lamar feature as well. Overall, if you say mics or stars, I have to give it 4.5.
See, I ain't listened to all. I only listened to the one song, but I'm gonna have to tomorrow at work. Now that
Listen,
you didn't talk me into listening to it.
yeah, yeah,
As
like
soon as I go in tomorrow, I'm gonna listen to the whole album tomorrow. And I
I
can
have,
give I can't speak on it now, but I'm gonna listen to it tomorrow.
it puts me in a different light. That should be making me think I'm something that I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like every time I listen to your
Oh
other
yeah,
stuff,
that's
like
yeah.
bro,
You
you
like
lame, you
you
ain't
on
no
that.
gangster, you ain't like, for real, like.
That's what 50 album did to me. Givers got time. So yeah, I gotta listen to it then.
Right.
Like when I listen to 50, like knowing I ain't doing none of that stuff, when I'm listening to it, like, dang man, you feel like you was 50 listening to that. And same with the first Jeezy album. Knowing
Right,
I ain't
right,
cooked
right,
nothing
right,
up
right, right,
ever. I
right,
thought I
right.
was somebody, man, you sure I ain't cooked nothing before? So I gotta listen to it now.
Yeah, that's all I got for the night, y'all. Y'all got anything else on y'all mind y'all want to talk about?
Dang, what else? I'm trying to think what else happened, man. So what else happened?
You got anything on your mind, Kathy?
I got a whole bunch of stuff on my mind, but no, not right now. Maybe my next one, if
Okay,
you invite me back.
for sure, definitely. I want both y'all to come back.
Hey, you don't think that should go after old boy Dan Snyder though? Like, I mean, even though like I say he had to know like them people you hired in them sets. And then, like I said, what old girl was saying, they were saying old girl was pregnant by him back then. They had an abortion, Amanda Bonds, and she been messed up ever since Nickelodeon, man. Like she did that, man. That girl all messed up, man. She been messed up ever since she left all that.
Well, that's kind of listen. That's kind of like what I was saying the other day about how they're trying to give the NIL deals to high school kids. Listen, somebody
Hmm.
has to stop that because at the end of the day, the kids need to be protected. So I don't like the kid shit.
But but sometimes you got some of these kids who be good and these like coming from these messed up neighborhoods who parents though don't be wanting the best, like who be trying to who be not doing these kids right neither though. Be trying to do backhand deals and everything, man. For like so it's a tough because it's a lot of messed up parents out here too.
Right, and
So
it's easy to exploit kids. So
Yeah, you're right. That's all people was doing back on all these channels, Disney, all that, Nickelodeon. Like people, if their child made it, man. These parents, man, they ain't care, man. They wasn't keeping an eye on their kids, man.
But it's either them. Listen, it's either you gonna exploit them or somebody else gonna do it. So,
Yeah.
or y'all got any shout outs before we cast out?
I want to shout out every black person on the face of this earth. Continue to be black and stop being a coon. Shit.
Man, it's a lot of
Please know
those,
your
man.
place. Know who you are. Stop being confused.
Thank you,
Man,
thank you,
yeah.
thank you. I couldn't have
It's
said it
like
no
people.
better.
I'm
It's like
damn
people
near see
ashamed, man.
through, and I know who I am. Shit.
It's like they're ashamed though, man. It's like people are so ashamed of their color, man, and I don't get it. It's like wow,
Facts.
Oh
like
my god.
embrace it, man.
Oh
Like
my
embrace
god.
it. Like, and it's
I,
so fun. I'm happy you say that because even like I'm having, a lot of us, not just me, but we having trouble even with our kids. It's like, especially like when they go to a school where it's like me. I'm kind of mad. Like I
Thank
moved
you,
from the
thank you.
Youngstown area farther than with the high schools because my kids go to a mixed school, and it's like it's a couple of them, it's a lot of them, but it's still way more more white. So it's like, man, they don't be in cut. They think they got
man.
to wear way more makeup, and so they don't want to wear their hair all the time. And we be trying, I'm telling my daughters like, man, if y'all don't embrace that stuff, man, like so what, but it's so
Right.
tough when you don't go to an all black school. And I mean,
True.
I ain't think nothing of it with me. Even though I went to it, I didn't think me taking my child. Even though because you be mad that the schools, they like the teaching of the schools be so terrible sometimes, and they don't do what they should for those schools. The money, the funding be terrible. So you thinking you doing a justice by taking
Hmm.
your kids out the schools and taking them to them suburb schools,
Right.
man. But sometimes, man, that be making it worse on your kids too, though.
Oh my god.
Like,
It was
and
the
I
worst
like,
mistake I ever made.
yeah, and I say the same thing. I'm like, man, my kids now they in high school, and besides my young one, I got that's 4, but my son that graduated about to start college, and I be like, man, I was like, I wish I didn't do that. Now that like what I know now, because it's like a lot of times they take away their confidence when because they thinking they can't wear their hair out and all
Exactly.
this other times, and it's like, man, you don't want that. You don't want your kids to feel that way. And a lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot
Right.
of people going through that. It's like, no, embrace
E-
your stuff, man. Embrace your skin
Embrace who
color.
you
Embrace all
are.
that.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know if it's for them. It might have been unfortunate. Um, but I told my kids, "You are who you are. You was born black, gonna die black. I don't care what we
Yeah,
mix with." Like I said earlier, Jim Crow said one drop, and then I got
yeah,
some. Well, I got one that's dark skinned. The other ones are kind of lighter, but they even knew, "Oh, I'm black. No, I'm black. No, are you this? Are you? No, I'm black. I'm black." Because they didn't want to hear my mouth. And then they realized when they started seeing it in the schools, how they were treated different, in the city where we stayed in, because they were being treated different. Every police officer knew exactly who we were, knew exactly where we lived. And every now and then would stop and just, "Oh, we're just coming over to see how you're doing. You don't do this to anybody else. Why are you doing it here?"
Right.
"Oh, my bad,
yeah,
because
yeah.
we are black."
Out there in
I
struggles.
hated it. But exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. I mean, I love the education that they got, but in all honesty, I
Right.
went to East. I could have, I got a wonderful education because I
Oh yeah, that's it.
applied myself
I
to get
know
the
plenty of people
education.
graduated from Old State after graduating from Rand and
Man,
all that. So,
Right. All you had to do is pay
it's a
attention.
yeah, you just gotta pay
exactly. Pay
attention.
attention.
Yeah, I didn't
And
do
I
it. I
mean,
did.
Go ahead.
like I grew up under somebody who hated who she was, hated being a black woman, hated being a black woman. It was so bad that my senior year of high school, my black grandmother came to see me because I was getting all kinds of awards and everything. So like I was the one for my class being what for that time for the award ceremony, one of the top honors. My grandmother
Okay.
came. Mrs. Hooks, the principal at the time, I never forget. She went because I guess she knew my grandmother, and she sat there and was talking to her. And well, who are you here to see? "I'm here to see my grandbaby." "Who is your grandbaby?" "Kathy." "Kathy who?" Because nobody else in my class had that name. Nobody had Kathy. Nobody had Kathleen, whichever one you want to call me at that time. She was like, "Kathleen with the hair and the glasses." She was like, "Yes, that's your grandbaby. It's my daughter's child. That's my grandbaby." My mother had it on all of my school records that I was white.
What?
Yes, because I was a lot lighter than now, but I was still, my grandmother used to always say I was born at the wrong time because I would have been a perfect member of the Black Panthers. So the next day, Mrs. Hooks called me to the office, and I'm like, well, damn, what I do now? Because I was always doing something because I was bored. But she called me and she pulled me in her office. She handed me my school records. She was like, read this. And I was a speed reader. So I'm looking through this and I'm like, why is this on every single year of school? Because at that time they kept it at whatever school you was at. Everything said white. She said, I'm going to let this be up to you. What do you want me to do? I said, I'm not white. She said, I know because I know your people. I said, well, I wanted to say the truth. I'm not white.
That's crazy.
That's
Exactly.
crazy.
I would get in
And you know
so
what's
much
so
trouble.
crazy? If you would have kept it that way and you would have went to the hospital and all that, you would have got seen so quick all the time just for
Oh
that
my God.
being on your paper. Like
Man,
real talk, like you'd have been getting
yes.
seen with no problem. Like, you know what I'm
With
saying?
no problem, no issue, no
Yeah.
nothing.
Remember that
But
time you
I'm
They
got
not
make,
that?
gonna lie.
Remember that
they
time you
make
got
that
that
mistake a
ticket
lot
and
of
they wrote
times.
you up as a white person?
Yes. Like what the fuck? I'm not white. Like what the fuck?
It
Like
wasn't
arguing
ideal.
with people because I don't want you to think that I'm something that I'm not. And
Listen,
like
listen to Terran. She
I
was
can't.
like,
That's
she's like, I
crazy.
ain't going to court. She's like, I ain't going to court. This ticket said I'm a white person. I ain't white, so I ain't.
Yeah, they be like, hey, bro, you got the wrong person. Like you saw what it
Right,
said, a
that
white
ain't me.
person.
She's like,
That ain't
she's
me.
like,
Yeah.
I ain't white.
she's like, when I go up there, I'm gonna say, look, it could have been me.
I mean, my wife when we was in Youngtown, man, and my wife was she was a manager. She was manager. What's that?
Mm,
Damn, what's that one? One of the pilots or something. One of their over there in Austin Town. Like
Oh
she
yeah,
was.
those gas stations.
Yeah, one of those. She was a manager
Yeah.
over there, and the guy was arguing with her Hispanic guy because my wife, she black, but she look like she can be Hispanic sometimes, all that. And she kept telling him she black. Dude thought she was ashamed of he thought she was ashamed of her thing. But I'm like,
Mhm.
my wife is
Mhm.
like, man, she went back and forth. She like, I'm black, man, and she brown, since she got that skin color. Sometimes
Mhm.
she can look like she Indian if she wears certain stuff. But man, he was so mad
Oh
thinking
my
she was
God.
trying to hide. He
I
thought she
get
was trying
that.
to hide who she was.
Right. I get that at work now. They all come to me. Uh-uh.
they don't understand
Uh-uh.
that we're all different
Uh-uh.
colors.
Hey, we
And they're
yeah,
like,
right. Hey,
oh, aren't you Puerto Rican? I'm not Puerto Rican. I promise. I'm not Puerto
They think
Rican.
she mixed with Puerto Rican and everything. One time we went out and she had the little thing on her head. She had like the little diamond right there, and it happened to
Mhm.
be some. It happened to be some Indians out. I swear, this is so crazy. We go out, they looking at her like they was mad. She was with me, man, and I'm like, oh, we like, what
Cause
the
they
heck?
would.
They was so mad. Like, what she doing with that black
Cause they
dude, man? But
cause
she
they're
black as
being
heck. But that,
raised.
yeah,
They're being raised and taught to go lighter.
Yeah, they're super
man,
How
they
it
was
police.
so.
used to be in my
Hey,
grandmother's day.
they was so mad she was with me. I'm like, but ain't y'all
Mm-mm.
dark still? Like, I'm like, what the heck? If you was Indian, y'all. But they were so mad,
Listen,
man. I'm like,
listen, listen,
man, they
No,
looking
Terran,
at her.
Terran,
no.
Terran. Look this up. Look this up. Look up Bollywood. Look at that.
They see themselves as
Look at
white.
Bollywood. Yeah, yes. Look at Bollywood. All the people
Yeah.
on there, them. Listen, the Indians on there, they all way lighter
Hmm.
than Kathy, and you know
Hmm.
that in real life
Hmm.
they not.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna tell you this too. If they got any that are dark, they're like extras.
They call
They have
listen,
no starring roles. They have no speaking roles. They have
listen.
nothing. They're
They
extras,
call
and
Dalits.
and
damn, I
they're
ain't know that.
always
Yes,
it, it's horrible over there.
they get
It's
treated worse
and
than
it's still
anything.
going on. Hmm.
Yes, and if you were African black person over there, proof.
Oh, it's
Dang, so they
over.
extra. They got no speaking roles or nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. You scrubbing floors.
You ain't allowed to come outside.
You
And
portrayed
shit.
as
How?
a, oh my God, it's
The
horrible.
Yeah,
scum of
how
the
you
earth.
like?
Yeah.
You like how 2024? That's even happening in other states.
Listen,
Like it's
listen.
crazy, man.
India is the most racist country in the world, and they
Hmm.
racist against their own self.
On each other.
You know why?
Girl,
Because
if you don't shut up.
because because Britain invaded.
See, I ain't
Of
know that,
course.
man.
The colonizer.
hmm Listen,
It's
India. Listen, India is the biggest English speaking country in the world. Did you know that?
Nope.
now that I did
India
not
is
know.
the biggest English speaking country in the world. Guess what? Like just like okay, Spain is not the biggest Spanish speaking country in the world. Mexico is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Portugal is not the biggest Portuguese speaking country. Brazil is.
Mm-mm. Hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Because they went over and they took over.
Hmm. We're the
The
second
Europeans
biggest
took
English
over.
speaking country in the world. And that's the difference. If you ever, like, some people cannot tell the difference between Indians and Arabs. The difference is every person from India knows English. That's a fact.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Because that's the masters. That's the
Yes.
colonizers'
Yes.
language.
Yes. They all know English.
Yep. And I'm sorry about that. My dog is crazy.
You
She
didn't try.
see lights in the window.
You
She
didn't put
wants.
me on some game. I ain't even know that.
Hmm. All right, y'all. I'm about ready to get up off of here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a shout
Same
out
here,
to
man.
Trailer Made Productions. They've been having a lot of events at the Jewish Community Center. I've went to one. I've missed several. Forgive me, y'all, but they be having some live shit. So if you ever want to go have a nice time, if you ever in town, like around holidays
Oh
and things
yeah.
like that, they have a lot of good events. So check them out. They're on Facebook, Instagram. They're on everything. They're on TikTok. I'm gonna give a shout out to Yo. I'm gonna give a shout out to my co-host Black V. Uh, Big shout out to Big Chicken. Can't do this shit without you, bro. Thank you again.
I appreciate it.
Shout out to Kathy for coming on. Shout out to Terran. Y'all got any more shout outs?
No, I'm good today. I'm good, man. I'm just
Oh, shout out to Simply Kathleen. That's me.
What,
Because that is my little brother, and I love him, and anything he does, I want to support.
that's
where
dope.
can they
That's
where
dope.
can they find that at?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, my books are on Amazon,
Okay.
so it's under Kathleen Harris. So
Okay.
just
Oh, it's
look
on
up
Amazon.
Kathleen
Okay.
Harris. Yeah.
Kathleen Harris. Okay.
Yep. And I got 2 books out: Simply
Oh, that's dope. Oh,
Magic
okay.
and Sweet
Simply.
Dreams.
Check her out. Facebook, Instagram, Amazon. You got any shout outs, Big Chicken?
Not really.
All right. I'm gonna tell y'all good night.
Good night,
Good
man.
night,
It's a
baby.
pleasure.